Pero ba't nandun siya sa ano, sa crowd nanonood lang?
Si Bengi? Ngayon?
Hindi, dun sa ano, 2017. Alam ko nasa crowd siya eh.
I don't know, bro ba?
Nanonood siya dun. Sigawan niyo ang Faker. Madaming pressure sa kanila. Pero alam ko sila mananalo ron. Sila mananalo.
Empre. Di mo ba kilala? Faker yan eh. T1 yan eh.
Yes, tatlo na lang kalaban. Pagtara, chicken dinner ko. And gonna touch my
Ano
head.
si Ona, parang si Pocha.
Tangin na yung nakamask parang si Ethan.
Ah!
Faker!
Ikaw yan, Ron.
Yan.
Ikaw yan, Ron. Ikaw yan. Isipin mo si Faker pero ano, talon main.
Ay, di mo pa nakita yung ano, talon spam ni Faker dun. Siya yung nag-invento ng double lip rollers. Di mo ba alam yun?
Really siya?
Oo. Oh.
Hey.
Gusto mo makita yung clip?
Ayun, ako yan, Ron. Ako yan. Ako si Faker.
Honor.
Honor Gumayus. Ilan sa kanila nakasalamin? Tatlo, di ba?
Si Keria lang hindi nakasalamin.
Wait, si Zeus ba nakasalamin?
Oo. Keria!
Time to bring out your beast.
Si Keria yung ano eh. I mean, matangkad naman si Keria kasi lagi siya nakikita as malit.
Ewan ko pa, kung natalo sila siguro ngayong ano, magkano na ata sila, mag-release ba na ata sila? I mean yung iba,
T1?
wala agad. Oo.
Pag naubos yung contract, pagtapos na yung contract kaya nga sabi ni owner na ano, baka ito na yung huling ano, worlds nila magkakasama sila.
Dalawa pa lang word, diba? Pasukan niya.
Nino?
Dalawa pa lang. Yan, tapos yung last year.
2021, 2023, tsaka ito. Tatlo.
Hindi ba 2022? Pa 2023?
2021 yung ano, hindi pa si Zeus yung ano nila nun.
Si Kana, diba?
Si Kana.
Ang mga lahi ni Ethan, mga lahi ni Ethan.
Wala, hindi.
Hello.
Oh, Mart.
Look at this.
Gagi si Ethan no. Si Ethan no.
Si Ethan, no?
Si Ethan, no?
Bakit dito si Ethan sa
Si
private?
Mart yan.
Everyone.
Gagi si Ethan yun.
Si Mart yun.
Nood kayo sa ano. Nood kayo sa stream ko.
Uy, si Ethan din yan no. Si ano, si Knight. Si Ethan din yan eh. Si Ethan yan eh.
Tiral gagi.
Gago. Not the
Gagi Nautilus mid oh. Nautilus mid. Si Ethan.
Nautilus Smith. Ayan na, Nautilus Smith. Ano meron, Mart? Ano meron?
Gago si Ethan nakasalamin din no.
Tayo na si Ethan saka si Mart to. Yun na yung huli.
Gago si Gloco.
Roller na.
Nakita mo si Gloco?
Si Roller na.
Nakatimo hat.
Si Gloco yun. Si Gloco yun. Nakatimuhat na si Gloco agad.
Si Yagaw. Support. Di mo kilala yan?
Hindi ko kilala, alam kong yan.
Gagi tatlong Gloco.
Tatlong Gloco.
Yung ano mo, hot mo rin.
Wait lang, panin ko.
Oh my god, si Aaron ata yan eh.
Nag-perform na yun.
Ano?
Tingnan mo, what? Oh,
Mat, nag-perform na yung New Jeans.
really?
Oo.
Nag-perform na?
Hindi
Weh?
ko nakita kasi ninano ko eh.
Tayo.
Ako kanina nag-perform.
Yung God.
No, wait, Mr. Shield.
What do you mean next year pa? Next ano pa, next week pa yun?
Mexico ba?
Yung finals?
Sa finals pa yun. Sa finals pa.
Di ba finals? Hindi ba final?
Hindi pa. Next ano pa sa November 19 pa.
Okay. Kala ko ngayon eh.
Gusto mo makita?
tayo.
완성입니다.
We will be there.
비로소 앞에 앉아야만 그 그림이 완성이 된다고 하죠.
I will keep my word. Ililibing ko yung asawa ng buhay pag nag-Nautilus mid si Fake.
Ano gagawin mo ron pag...
Yo, Aaron.
What?
Aaron.
What?
Ganito na lang, Aaron.
Go speak.
Libre mo ko Prime pag nag-Nautilus.
마지막 월드 우승이었습니다.
International ka dyan ah.
많이 누더였죠.
Asahan mo na yung prime mo.
2017년
I need that Prime, man.
다시 일어선 룰러는 끝나지 않을 것 같았던
Hindi, nanalo sila kasi wala si
T1의
Bengi. Shut the fuck up,
막을
bastard.
내립니다.
Shut the fuck up.
그때도 약간 SKT라는 팀 자체가 몇 단계 더
I felt
위에
that,
있다.
oo, pero
그런
wala
많이
si
느꼈었는데
Bengi nung sa Grand Final
페이커
kaya shut the
선수는
fuck up.
높은 곳에 올라가려면 마주해야 하는 벽 같은 존재였었어요. 그때 페이커 선수를
Bengi fanboy ka ah.
때는 세상에 있는 거 다 가진 기분?
Actually, ang
내가
sakit niya
주인공이
kasi
됐다라는
yun na din yung,
많이
yun na tayo first time ni Huni nakasama si Faker sa...
안 좋은 영향도 많이 줬어.
Yeah, yun yung first time na nakasama niya si Huni.
오만함, 자만.
Pati si Peanut din syempre.
무조건
Grand Final kaya
우승해야겠다는
sakit na.
생각 때문에 좀 더 저를 잡아먹었던 것 같아요.
Gagi mat, ito na. T1 versus Ethan.
T1 versus Ethan.
Yung mga lahi mo eh.
Ito na lahi mo, Ethan.
Ethan,
Ethan, mo yung mga kalahi mo please. Give T1 a win.
Pag ako naging dealer, tatanggalin ko lahi mo.
Eh, sumalap.
Baliw. Tanggalin na kita ngayon.
Tatanggalin ko lahi mo sa ano. It will not exist. It will not be remembered. It will not be known.
Mayabang na to sa Bert.
Tignan mo tol.
Ayun na, may ram na. Dalon na Fortnite, Mart.
Fuck.
Bra. Literally,
Respectful.
yun na nga yung OG eh.
Ron. Pag
Respect.
nanalo JDG dito, Ron.
Respectfully ta, sabi mo fuck no.
Pag nanalo yung JDG dito, Ron, it's made in China yung buong...
Made in China yung lol.
Made in China
Oy!
yung words ngayong year.
What the fuck?
Ano yan?
Mo to si...
Wow, research back.
Ito si Ethan. Bawal ka
Research
maging low si Ethan. You're Chinese.
No! Uy, yung 6
Gagawin na restart. Gagawin na walang progress ni Mart.
아직 아무도 이루지 못한 골든
No
로드
progress ni Mart.
한 발자국
bakit?
가까워졌습니다.
No.
2017년에
Progress ni Mart sa Shadow of the Tomb Raider na wala.
Yari.
최선을 다하면 높은 곳까지 올라갈
Gulat
수
din
Wala,
siya.
korap yung Ramdol.
Corrupt. Wala yung progress. Corrupt na agad yan.
Bakit?
Ano ba?
Bakit naman to?
Pick yourself up once more.
Will he be able to do it again?
Okay lang naman.
결국 저를 통합니다.
Ba't niya wala?
Will he be able to do it again, Ron?
Of course, T1 yan eh.
Hindi si Roller. Matutalo niya ba ulit si Faker?
Wala talaga. Sakit. Ang sakit. 70% ako eh. Wow!
Ah, si 369 yung ano? Top ni lane nila?
Oo. That is taga
my
BDD.
No, 100% mananalo na T1. 100% na.
Bakit thrower ba si ano? Si BDD? Ah, si 368.
369 is the worst top lane in the world. It's shit. Hindi siya marunong maglaro ng Dinar. What do you mean?
Chinar.
Ang corny.
Edinar.
Hindi ba nakita yung rumble niya?
Paano yung rumble niya?
Wala.
Magaling siya mag-rumble eh.
Meron siya captain dati, sinisigawan siya palagi kasi wala matatalo siya. Matatalo sila ngayon.
ngayon.
Matatalo sila.
Coach yun.
100%.
Yung sa Griffin.
Bakit JDG 369?
of Legends in any capacity, you are eating.
Here you go, guys. Here you go.
Ayan na, ayan na.
After
Picking
that
na.
introduction, thank you so
Picking
much
na,
for seeing
picking.
Please.
jumping right into picture.
Please, Azir. Please, pa-Azir niyo si Faker. Parang awa niyo na. He cannot play Ari. He cannot play Ari.
Hindi yung Azir ngayon.
Ari.
Option.
Yeah.
Best case, best
Since 2013.
Will not be allowed to play.
Eh, beta nila yung owner nila. Ay, yung ano nila. Sabagay. Pagkatapos-
May Sejuani pa siya. May Sejuani pa siya.
I said, oo. Oh, there's the Nico already, so yeah. The Nico na yun.
Wala
And may
ta-
Rakal na
Kali.
din.
Panalo na to rin, 100%. Pwede ko 3-1.
3-1. 3-0 yan.
3
Oh, Faker.
3 is like,
Faker's Ori. Okay.
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 I feel like you have to take
Okay. Wala nang...
Ori.
Zeus has been on it. How
Wala nang meron pa siyang Sejuani. Sejuani.
not been found.
Talo na yan.
And I really
Oh,
like
nag-rumble.
because it would not surprise me if T1
369.
wanted a knife from Ruler, but also
Di ba, Matt?
Flex
Sabi sa'yo.
both Puma and
76
Carrier
points
can use
na.
that. Rumble will
Bobo
be
naman siya
picked up
mag-
here
magmar.
and will not
Akal and Ori. Oh shit. Please. Pag Sejuani kayo.
Pag si Johnny
Syndra?
na yan, gagi
Okay.
mo. Syndra. Okay, pantay lang.
Graphics mo, Mark.
Jakali.
May
Nagkakali.
takali. Rel. Magre-rel si One.
Ah, okay, nice one.
Good pick.
Good pick.
Ayan.
Ako sa
Aatrox.
Good pick. Ukong.
Need to ban Lulu here.
Everything I've heard talking to pro top laners, this matchup is miserable. Odoamne was talking about it yesterday on X. This is
Wukong jungle. Okay.
The Shy had
Hindi
2
pa
CS,
Lulu.
was forced to back, came back and won this lane matchup anyway as Rumble. Let's see if it was a Shy diff or a Rumble.
Bye.
and I would have actually
Oh fuck, it's over. Demon is over. Next.
set up and it's also a preemptive
50% win rate as expected. Hindi normal ang 50%.
opportunity for JDG to ban
Lalo na
all
kapag,
Olympics to enable that. And I do think if you have
May kita natin. T1 yan, T1. Pinik nila yung Jarvan sa Renekton. Nanalo Jarvan.
Sena.
What the fuck?
Gagi target ban si Keria. Naban yung catch niya, naban yung Sena niya.
Okay, bilang Nautilus ron.
Natulas. Eh, ligtas.
Okay. Please. Don't fake.
Saan mo ba nakita yun, Nautilus Faker?
Last year. Yung last year. Yung kalaban nila yung ano, DB.
Last year. Alaman nila. Hindi kayo.
Caitlyn.
Oh my.
Okay, good. Meron pa siyang bird. Yes, bird. Yes.
Varus?
Dito.
Oo.
Vandar.
Ano, pwedeng Varus Tamkage dito.
Virus.
Kaya nga, pwede eh.
And what I'm wondering about is whether we are going to see the Xayah, because I think particularly into Rumble, Xayah has
Renata.
stock becomes
Oh,
very hard to play.
Baka mag-
Renata.
When you have
Ah, Saya.
your feather storm
Sabagay.
immediately. Good for
Open yung Lulu.
That doesn't apply. Ruler is an absolute
Open
insane
Lulu.
Xayah.
Huwag lululo yung si
Kaya.
Kiria.
Saya, ano?
Hindi siya naglalaro ng Enchanter.
And it would also mean that T1
Ay!
might go into
He doesn't play Enchanter.
Anong playstyle? Anong point niya?
Hmm.
Enchanter.
Pwede siya mag ano. Nakaban kasing ano eh. Yung Ash.
Baka Varus to ron. Baka Varus.
Baka mag-bird. Ito?
Ah, Jin.
Jin.
Jin Varus.
I think this gonna be fun! Let's go home!
No chance na lululo yan. Ay, Karma!
Karma.
Let's go. Pauso. Ay na naman, pauso to mga to eh.
Oh,
Ay
so
na, wag
no,
niyo
yan.
Alistar.
Alistar Saya.
There's a lot of straight up
Alistair Saya.
and T1
Nakukunat yung ano,
Ang
dalawa.
kukunat.
also a really big pivot away.
Pero may makunat din naman sa ano nila.
Mag-front to back tong mga to.
Mag-confront yung dalawa sa T1 eh. Honor sa Zeus.
Need to have some extra form of CC here besides the Vite to really get the most out.
Dalawang AP. Baka mag-build ng Hexdringer siya. Zeus muna dito. Siya lang yung front eh.
see if they can actually do it this time around. Of course, this is the first Jin of Worlds 2023 picked up here. Guma slamming
Gagi nagsara.
in the semifinals.
Let me predict!
There's so much to see with this
Lalo yan
match
si
as well. So much
369 yan.
big potential.
He will lose,
Bar
though.
plus
He will lose.
Jin.
Wala na.
Trying to get that early lead
Oo.
against an Alistar, and then
Pinanood ko yung
carry out
JDG,
with
sabi nila kay 360, you need to have confidence.
Magkano pusta nyo? Magkano pusta nyo? Sa T1. How much?
Ayun.
Kaya na 500k,
500k, sige yan. Gawin natin 500 to.
Hindi, 1k mo na 500 din ako. Para pero
500k, Rat, 500k.
500k.
Ayun. I'm gonna bet 500 bits para dito.
It also means the top lane
Kailangan
match
graphic
will
mo, sabi ko.
already afford to lose damage elsewhere. And we have not seen this match
Ay, Ethan, di ko magagawa yung ano, ikaw na bahala
so a
doon.
lot of pressure on Zeus, who has been doing a really
Bago
good
Yes,
job.
nagsasabihan kita nung Wednesday.
Baliw, hindi yung ano yung pinagsasabi ko, yung ingredients, sinasabi ko yung magluluto.
Kaya nga pinagsasabihan kita, samahan mo ako next day, hindi ka naman nakikinig.
Ha? Ano sabihan?
Okay, tao
Hindi,
mo, hindi niya
kailangan mo lang magluto, loko. Hindi ko sinasabi yung ingredients. Anong pinagsasabi mo? Yung magluluto, baliw hindi ingredients.
Wala.
Dali-dali lang ingredients eh.
Kaya na saan ako bibili? Saan mo gusto bumili?
Sabi ko nga, ako nga bibili sa'yo. Sinasabi ko lang kung magluluto.
Kaya nga sabi ko, dalawa tayo bibili.
At meron nga dito sa akin, ako na nga bibili. Kailangan ko lang magluluto. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa'yo, kailangan ko lang magluluto.
Hindi, kaya mo na yan, Ethan. Kaya mo.
Bobo talaga nito eh.
Kaya mo na. Bumili pa ako ng equipments para dyan.
Oh?
Yeah, bumili ako.
No equipment.
May 4 na panluto na sa pancake.
Bobo ka, ba't ka
Meron na
bumili?
shape. Meron na ako.
Ba't ka bumili?
Hindi, pag gagawa ko naman sa kung gusto ko, gagawa ko.
Taho mo.
Ayaw mo ba?
Accurate yung shape na.
Accurate. Dapat perfect tense yan kapag nakita mo sa amin bukas.
Baka pag... Hindi ako gagawa. Si Ethan gagawa.
Padala mo yung
Gumagawa pa ako ng PPT, nanonood pa ako ng Worlds, nanonood pa, tapos nag-ipot ako. Kill the shit.
Essentially has none as a level 1 Alistar. So no surprise to see T1 take control of the bottom lane for now. See what it looks like once
Ang alam mo kung sino palagi kasama ni
Sino?
Yung captain ni 369. Si ano yun eh, sino rin yun? Si Kasa ba yun?
Kanavi?
Hindi, yung jungler ng kasama niya dati. Captain niya, si Kasa ba yun?
Farsa? I don't know.
Hindi,
I don't watch LPL. Okay, first is this gonna be a first blood? This is a first blood? Question mark?
easy. Faker, may flash faker. Okay, good.
Okay. The burning flash.
Ang taas sa tokens.
Yun yung mostly problema nila kay ano eh. Kay 369. Palagi siya nagagang.
Wala siyang vision dito.
Hindi kahit may vision siya.
Na-cancel pa yung ano, yung invid niya. Tapos nandito niya si ano, owner.
Oh my God.
Ganda ng rotation! Ang ganda ng rotation!
Ganda ng rotation.
It's gonna be a good game for one.
Ilan FPS ka, Mark, pag naglalaroan yan?
Oh! Ang swapping stun!
Ayun pa. Oh!
Ano?
Hindi niya pa makukuha yung ano.
Yes,
Naka-hover sila kay Faker.
No, hindi. Sabi ko ilan.
Nalo kaya? Easy.
Ay, hindi ganyan.
Hits ka.
Fog of War.
Alam mo, dati nalawabas yung character nila, no? Pang support lang talaga, hindi pwede jungle.
Cyril? Oo. Nung na-rework eh.
Sige
Ano
mo.
rework yung abilities niya?
Na-rework yung abilities kasi ano, mababa yung win rate niya, tapos mababa yung pick rate.
comes
What
from
the
behind you with a red buff, and that is going to
Ang gagi, sakit.
data on our Aatrox Rumble match.
Grabe, kinakawala yung Rumble, oh.
You gotta respect Rumbles' foresight to prepare
Binabalik yung sinabi ko, bobo rin pala ito mag-rumble.
by leveraging some early jungle priority.
Hindi nga, I mean, baka okay yung ano niya, kaso hindi talaga magandang top lanes yan.
360.
Actually.
360 na.
Baka kasi nag-bot sa kanya si Ruler.
Wala pa si Ruler dati eh.
Hindi, ngayong season.
Ngayong season.
GTA Mart.
May
Ay, wala.
vision
Ay, oo nga
sila.
pala, wala ka palang GPU. Ang bobo, kaya pala ganun yung ano.
Crazy.
O dyan, dito ka matutong at pag wala ka ng camps kung anong gagawin mo dapat next.
Yung alam ko na gagawin ko eh. Basta, ewan ko. Basta ano, mag-bot lane na ako. Fuck that shit.
Pag nagbubukas ka ng tawag dito.
I just want to see some people.
But they are much further than just a little bit ahead at this stage of the game.
Pag magbubukas ka ng Photoshop, Mark, Photoshop.
Kontrolado nila yung ano top side. No?
Magaling si Jesus ganyan eh.
Ano, may kill gap na agad, oh.
Ilan CS? Nakita CS? 30 to 28, 39 to 45.
30 to
Okay.
20.
Goldie fan tignan mo, 1k difference. 2k difference.
Oo nga, no?
1k difference.
Eh,
Hindi, pwede ako din kasi yung ano, yung CS. Kasi
pag
maganda
nag-edit ka,
Yeah, pero pinaprioritize ni Faker yung poking eh, kaya mas marami CS.
Asan si Owner?
Gagi.
Solo tinurog!
Idolo kayo!
Holy shit!
Tinurog!
Walang TP.
Ano, wipe tayo yung ano?
Walang
TP.
saka na bilis eh. Dahil?
Durog sa isang, ayun.
Matino at Sander. Alam mo ano malungkot dito? Naka-ignite si 369. Tapos naka-TP lang si Zeus dun.
Naka-TP lang si Zeus.
Sabi ko nga sa'yo.
Gagi. Kung sino pa yung dapat aggressive, siya pa yung natatalo.
Sabi ko nga sa'yo, hindi nga magaling mag-stop yan.
369.
Oo. Sinasabi ko na sa'yo. Kung nanalo man sila dito sa matchup na sa game na game of 5. Yeah, si Roller nag-bot. Kasi hindi mabubuhat yan. Tignan mo yung difference, so. So, top lane to top lane.
Sayang.
Sayang, no? Ting Alistar. Sakto yun, no?
Drawing.
Dipisil na rin, no?
Ano ito?
Nahuli.
Bueno, nice. Kabalik.
Delay yung sa inyo, delay na konti. Sa red na siya, no, owner.
Nakikinod ba si Kuya? Hindi niya ata siya.
Ang rough ng ano na to, match up na to versus sa ano, sa T1. Ang ganda ng laning nila, oh.
Padurog na yung first plating na top.
So far, pantay pa naman yung laban. Sakit lang ekonomiya ng ano top lane.
Okay lang. So kay din lang ng
1k difference.
1k difference.
1k diff, oh.
I don't know if the threat is even going to really be there for JDG. So
Saan yung ano?
T1 are going to feel
Yan,
very
kita.
confident about this mid game and
Kan si Keria. Dapat nag-roam na siya dito.
Wala, dito pa sa mid.
Where's Keria? Ito, clash na to. Clash na ito.
Nasa mid daw.
This is a clash right here.
Ilang muna.
Buong barangay nandito.
Ay, buong barangay dito.
Oh my god, there's no way. Oh,
There is no faker.
Ayan.
Okay, good. Last mate. Nice one!
Mas nice.
Faker ult tsaka ano.
Oh.
Shockwave tsaka rin.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, corner sila sa gitna.
Walang ba kayo, boy?
Nasakit na. Ano?
Curious chasing. Pure chasing! Pure chasing!
Nakadalawa agad si Faker.
Magandang laban na to.
Buti si Faker, ano. Ang ganda nung ano, setup ni Faker doon.
Tignan mo yung rel, tsaka ano. Yung rel tsaka yung kay Faker, tignan mo to.
Ayan, tignan mo. Combo, ayun o.
Okay.
Sabay combo.
Ulti ni ano, ulti na Honor tsaka yung kay Faker. Good setup.
Ganda yung setup po. Tapos kung slow. Tapos matay si Boy.
Walang tumama sa equalizer.
Well, tumama sa equalizer pero buti nahuli ko yun. Nakadalawa pa si Kipala.
Ang ganda ng ano ni Kerry, ano, bago.
Yung hindi nga lang tumama sa ano sa Herald.
Okay lang.
Baker, Kanavi still have theirs.
3K na yung difference ron.
No boots yet. No magic mantle. Working
Uh-huh.
what we assume will be a Duskblade here as he backs away. Maybe suspects the play from Kanavi.
Okay.
Charge forward.
Alam ko naman, gagawin natin sa solo ko.
369 still burning him down. Zega's running for the hills.
Ah!
And the vibe.
Ito gang.
A bit of hope for JDG.
Kalan ay katulong eh. Ito gang. Ang kukuha na ng turret plating.
Wala rin kasi silang vision eh.
Oo.
Okay, 2K pa din. Gagi, lakas ang ano na difference ng bot lane na din po.
Imagine if nakuha niya yun. Imagine if nakuha ni Kerry yung crab. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, pre. Oh no, pre.
May flash ba si Faker? May flash Faker.
Yup, may flash. Up yung flash.
Flash Faker.
Yeah, may flash si Faker. Nasa kanya dyan si Kerry.
Okay, first build. May item na siya. Guma.
We talk about JDG. We talk about scaling graciously. Being willing to lose something here or there.
They saw that. They saw that.
They can find the perfect angle.
Ayan na sila, ayan na.
So incredibly good at doing that. Said T1
May TP si Zeus. May TP si Zeus. Ayun na, magka-crush na.
not willing to give up this Drake for
Wala, umakto.
Dragon.
Stole the dragon.
Dragon. Nakaisa pa si Kuma.
Huli ka.
Late kayo. Late nga kayo. Mas nauna ako. Oh shit, na ano si owner.
effortless there. They just come in, yoink. Thank you
Hindi nga, nandun nga rin ako sa Twitch ko.
Also get the everybody gets a freebie back.
Okay,
Oh no.
owner.
Owner.
Coming through 369 careful not to
Wait.
quickly.
Okay, he can do this. He can do this. Oh no.
Ay, patay siya.
Shockwave there. Carry it.
Fake his shockwave. Did not kill him.
Baker's gonna be in trouble missing out, pushing him back.
He's getting zone out. He's getting zone out. One fucking carry.
Patay! Patay!
Patay.
That looks like it favors JDG just turned in
Okay.
the favor of
Sarap ng buhay ni Goma sa taas. Sa bot, oh.
Owner had
CS
overstepped,
lang.
but the rest of the team is there to backing up. Faker
Oo nga.
Yung CS.
can stall.
Yung CS.
Yes lang oh.
Ay, ang ganda ng steal. Ang ganda ng steal.
Through it all. Through all
114.
exciting fight.
114.
What that steal?
Keep going to Faker.
Hindi.
TP dito. Tumalon siya dyan.
The T1 carry.
One. Wala. 1,000 smite. Shot.
1k smite, tas ano, 114 na tira.
Hindi, 116.
1.1k yung ano smite niya. Dapat 900 pa lang smite niya dun eh.
You had Knight teleport up top.
Nabuhay pa si owner dito. Ay, di patay si owner.
Tumalon siya.
Top turret, which is
Ayun na, tapos nag-shockwave si Fige.
when he was like, okay, fine.
Tapos nandyan si Keria. Kung umabot lang siya dito.
In the end,
Nakuha nila dalawa.
they still end up getting the
Yeah.
better of it here.
Kaya all good.
The Ignite on 369.
Na-ignite niya. Tapos solo kill ni Fige.
So even though Owner walks into the jungle and he goes down, it's a 2-for-1 for T1.
I'll be right back.
I don't know how I feel about Jhin in general, but 3-0-3 Jhin with Swifties and a Stormrazor, pretty damn good about Kobe.
And it's about when you pick it. You know, like we said in Champ Select, there's no pure big tank on the enemy team.
Temper
because
Fade
they have
there.
a bunch of armor.
Should be an easy follow-up. Now Carrier taking his time waiting
Oh!
for trying to line it up.
Nawian.
Doesn't even need to. Zeus is dead.
Grabe. Sabi ko sa'yo eh.
And crucial there, look at the
Sabi ko na sa'yo, pangit
What
mag-kill.
siguro good.
Just a couple of
Bawat
seconds
mag-top
later,
si
and if they
369.
flash that, would have been
Yup.
fine.
Ba't dinilit mo yan?
Okay, may nagkamatayan ba? Nung
Oo,
nawala ako.
nalabas si ano.
Oh,
si sila.
tinurog na naman sa 6-9.
Nakita mo pa yun?
Alin?
Bilis nung sa Photoshop.
Ayun,
Kahit mataas yung
patingin.
pixels.
Patingin.
Ang pangit ng itemization niya. Wala pa siyang item. Wala pa siyang buo.
Sino?
Mayabang ka na. Umano ka na, Mart.
Si 369.
Wala.
Wala pa siyang buo.
Alaus. Nag-build agad siya ng ano eh, anti-heal. Movement lang naman kailangan pagkalaban mo sa Aatrox eh.
Ginadya yung sarili ang bro. Ooh, what a movement! Hey!
Hindi nila kaya lumaban ron. Hindi nila kaya. Masyado mataas yung ano niya ano. Tignan mo oh. Ano na? 4K na.
Too bad. 4K. 4K gold.
Wala ako dyan. Wala ako dyan. February.
Ang ina. Tatlo na sa bot team.
Di ba ano? 1080 lang yan. Ako sa nada eh.
Kawawa si owner nagpo-post siya sa bot lane. Wala na siyang comps.
50 chest.
Puro warded eh.
Isang catch hindi na lang kailangan nyo. Umuubos na. O, tapos kinukuha pa ni Honor yung blue buff niya. Ani Zeus.
Bro is pushing it to the
Wala pang GP yan. Partida, Mart.
Jesus.
Oh, pare.
Ayun na, meron na siyang ano.
Paano ba hindi?
Okay, match links na 900 smite.
Sa PSU mo, Mart.
Ayo, 900 na yung smite ni ano, ni tag dito.
Mart, tignan mo.
1-2.
Sasabihin nila inayos sila, tapos makita mo hindi inayos.
Okay, 1 to smite, mas mataas yung chance sa makuha lane Drake dito.
Malakas sila sa fighting ngayon.
Huli ka. Huli ka. Huli ka.
Huli ka.
Okay.
Huli ka. Wala.
Hindi nila makuha yung dragon. 900 yung smite ng Vi.
Ang pa ba i-delete to?
Magpupush pa sa mid oh.
Level up, Lodi.
Hindi nila
Kailangan nila gumawa ng ano pressure sa mid lane para di sana sila makapuntay. Pero hindi, iniwan nila to. Ayan, may ano na sila. May tempo na sila papuntang mid.
Kala mo ikaw.
They have tempo.
Oo. Control na, tapos bit ano, rating.
Dinodong natin ang sila. Dinodong natin.
Hindi nila kayang i-contest to. 900 yung smite ni Kanavi.
Ayun na.
Wala na sa flank.
Eh, bakit pumasok si Roller?
May uninstall no? How to...
Bagong colorway lang pala yun.
Ah.
Yung binili ko, Mart.
Ipilitin.
Na ano?
Mart,
Oh.
Mart.
Wala si Zeus. Nako.
Oh, shit.
Wait,
Faker!
it does not matter what you think. Faker's gonna win this one. Faker is chasing Ruler. Faker is chasing Ruler. And here we go. Nahuli ng akali.
Here we go. Kali.
The Jin is free hitting. Papunta na si Faker. Okay.
Papunta na si
He cannot.
Faker.
Kulong sila dito. Kulong sila.
Kulong! Rooted!
Uy! Na-flash! Fuck!
Rook! Let's go!
Gagi! Microplay. Good microplay.
Ganda nung ano ni...
That's a good microplay right there.
Ano is?
Nag-yung flank ni Faker dito.
Sayang na ano
Oo,
nila. Naman nila si Zeus din.
Ano meron pa din?
Nag-flash na siya dyan, oh. Wala.
Bilis mag-load eh.
Naka-hold sa kanya yung ano eh. Tapos
Bilis
hold
mag-load
yung-
eh, no?
Na-ulti yan. Wala pa naman siyang armor para sa Vi. Kaya tingnan mo, durog agad.
Uy, ano yun?
Wala siyang armor. Tapos hindi nila na-anticipate yung TP ni Faker dito. Ayun o. Faker's Shockwave!
Faker's Shockwave!
Tapos sinabol niya lang si Ruler.
Si Roller.
Sinabol si Ruler.
Nag-down out sila ng Alistar kaya di makalapasok.
Ito nakalagay.
Flash right there. He dodges the E from Knight. That is lethal. He's able to avoid this and then
Asa
Faker's
din?
able to
Tapos na root,
them
tapos
down.
na root.
W coming through
Ganda ng root,
from
oh.
the Jhin as well to root up Knight.
Ayun o. Ganda na root to.
Owner poking around. He knows all he has to worry about is the Akali damage. They kill off the Alistar first. Even with that, E landed.
Nakayanin
Guma
yan.
takes him down.
Okay, nice.
This is the reason why ano. This is the reason why Ludon Seco is better than Liandris.
Exactly. And what is that going to do for the game
Yes.
for this team?
Bakit na yung Liandris?
Before the Dragon even went
Hmm?
down,
That
the
is
mid
good.
tower
sabi ko nga sa'yo,
goals
reviewin mo
that
na
T1
yun
wanted
kasi
with this
babaguhin ko
composition
lang.
have been accomplished. They're opening up the map. They've taken away the Dragon stacking possibilities from Jhin.
Nag-aaway sila.
And they have the gold lead to snowball with. So now without these outer towers in mid and top here,
Ina nito.
Pati yung ate,
May comment pa rin eh, no?
Nagawa sila,
Oo, bet lumalang. Shameless ka talaga, Aaron.
Locket as well coming out for Keria just to make sure that it's that much harder to burst.
They have no vision.
And with JDG so far,
But still, sinusubukan nilang kumuha
Paano ba to, ate?
ng ward.
damage to finish off these priority targets. Keria going in.
Alam mo,
Not
nag-7
quite
dito
there.
kahapon.
Huli?
Audience now coming through, missing, trying to back up.
Huli.
Faker's Shockwave? Okay, good.
Hirap pala linisin.
Faker's Shockwave.
Hirap pala linisin yun.
This composition, baby.
Yung
Look
ulit.
at those picks for
Yung
T1.
mga
The cow is down, and they're
Ang
going to get
bilid
the
na.
bottom tower. Look at the minimap. Zeus free to split push to his heart's
Lazong tama
content.
eh.
The last outer tower. The defense is
Ba't
here. for
nandito to?
JDG. Crumble.
Huli ka, Akali.
Ano naman?
Double stun, triple stun, four stun!
Huwag ka tumingin dyan.
Ah,
Huwag
okay.
ka dyan.
Ready to give his
Huwag
life,
ka dyan.
protect his mid laner. They're now going
Jesus is go.
Dun sa kanina mo.
Wait,
Ah!
Yes, let's go.
Sunog si Jin. Sunog si Guma. And Zeus is trying to clean up. Zeus is trying to clean up. Faker on the backline. He is burning them one by one.
Dyan. Totoo. Magaling sa kabila eh.
Oh, habol si...
They can do this as team.
Ay, din.
Mga files gusto kong buray.
Hindi na pwede mo-shutdown si Faker dito. Na-shutdown na si Guma.
Mabilis na kaya ito, boy. Lahat talang titry eh. Full scan.
Area there. Those Knights going to go for the E.
Hindi nakagalaw yung Akali.
Ooh.
Hits him. But here's a look at
The numbers.
so beautiful.
Yeah,
Na'Vi locking Guma up, and then they get the root from Ruler.
Yung equalizer.
Doesn't even get to move, and Guma usually is dead.
Equalizer na paling nakapatay kay Guma dun.
He actually survives, right? It is the fact that he just barely, I think, got knocked out of it there at the end. And as a result, ends up going down. T1 tries to get the Rex and kill, but won't find it. But this is the real test for
Sabi sa'yo, Ron,
JDG.
eh.
Even with the deficit,
Wala, sayang yung na-shutdown si Guma. Namatay siya sa equalizer, hindi siya natama sa Bard ult.
Sabi ko sa'yo,
They can take this Baron cleanly or continue to push their advantage forward. So many
Kung
teams.
launcher.
This is where it all gets thrown.
7K gold dito.
Massive objective. JDG though continuing to just fish for picks on the side lane, not eager to force the 5v5. The deficit they're at it
Hindi
makes
ko ba to
a lot of
i-delete
sense.
lahat?
7K gold advantage for the side of T1.
People usually
Oh no. Oh no.
are getting into
Oh no.
dangerous territory here.
Walk away.
Ay, lahat?
Rumble's recalling right now.
Yeah.
Rumble doesn't have teleport. He's
Ito
Ignite
pala eh,
level,
hindi ko
so
pala
there's no way they
dinilit eh.
actually try and
Ba't
fight it.
ano?
Alright, JDG,
Ano yan?
they want to defend their vision, but they have to choose
May
their
isa ako
moment. They're so far
dinilit,
behind
wala
that
naman
now
laman.
if they lose another fight, then that will be Baron, and that will be the end of the game. That will be
Wala
all
na.
that T1 needs.
Naligaw.
big thing here.
Papress nila yung Baron dito.
Spotted, by the control. So there is 100% knowledge for JDG whether or not T1 has actually started up the Baron. So JDG
Overwatch.
can just sit there, bide their time.
Missing walks forward, immediately forced to break
That's Mike.
Unbreakable Will. Or to pop
Totin
the
agad
Unbreakable
next week na
Will.
moment.
That was an immediate cost of curse. Sorry for your flash missing.
Kailan
To be
dadating?
fair, he knew they at least weren't on Baron, even if he wasn't sure of anything else. T1 have started.
Now they're starting Baron.
In a slower Baron normally, but they're so far ahead with the Jhin that it might not
Spot na
matter.
nila si Kanavi.
TP from the Akali, Knight in the
Ito
area
na
now.
alam
TP Akali sa top side.
Already got one
They have flank. Nahuli si Kanavi. Huli si Kanavi. Nag-equalizer. Ayun yung ano, ayun yung ulti. And Zeus is doing the front line.
gusto kong doon, ano yung Jason.
Wow! Nice on! Nice on! Good setup! GG! 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 GG!
Lakas naman dyan.
Si Jello, Mike. Bumili ng lang.
GG! 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 GG!
Nitro 5.
Start to finish, they have been in the driver's
Di ba
seat
tagal
Ano
lang?
spec?
in the early game of Owner to shut
3050
down.
i5 12500. Mas malakas sa mga laptop nyo.
Full Tagol! Nexus agad!
Nitro 5
Let's go!
Acer.
Ubus kayo na, putangin ng Chinese kayo!
Uy!
Korean Dynasties back!
Gog.
T1 on game 3! T1 on game 3!
Talo na ako.
3-3.
Wala putangin na binugbog. Bobo ng top lane nila. Binugbog early. Tangin na 10 minutes. 10 minutes 59 CS. Kaya yan. Pupunta kang pro play tapos 59 CS in 10 minutes. Maya ka naman. Taga-China ka pa. Putang ina 100 million players.
Ano kinalaman nun?
Kaya yan, putang ina 100 players. 100 million players na naglalaro sa isang server. Na puro challenger. Tapos ganun galaro. Ulul. Kaya yan. Ito yung mga super server players. Seryoso ba kayo?
Ang damitan mga Chinese player, matatalino.
Ilan lugar sila ngayon?
Korea.
Korea.
Busan.
Korea.
Out of that golden road for now and saying not so fast JDG, but in terms of kind of the opening game that LCK
Ay, target ban niyo pa si Keria.
this was phenomenal out of T1.
I mean, this was
Ba't ayaw mo
crazy,
bukas?
and the
Finish
arena
na agad,
was
oh.
just erupting every single little play. They
Ba't ayaw
got
mo
ward,
bukas
they're
ng
going
Steam?
crazy, they got Barbecue,
Tanggalin mo sa
they're
ano,
going
naglaro kayo,
crazy.
tanggalin mo sa yung sa
And
baba
when they
yung arrow.
started rolling, this place was
Yun
ang
going nuts. I mean,
finals.
when you were tossing to the game
Let's
start,
go.
the camera was literally shaking on the
Yeah.
ground because it was so loud in here.
I mean, it wasn't even close. I mean, the T1 fans had a lot to celebrate over the course of that game.
Pero
The
nakabukas
early
yun
game,
dyan,
they
Mike.
snowballed that top
Yung
lane
sa
super
task
effectively.
manager
They
ata.
took over in the team fights. This felt super T1 heavy.
Hanapin mo.
I know we wanted to take
Kasi
a
pag
deeper
ganun na-
dive into that initial play.
Yeah, so earlier on the
Ayan,
analyst
ayan,
desk,
sabi sa'yo,
when we
nakabukas.
started off, I talked about how Owner and T1 had a really good understanding of how they wanted to play out their drafts from level 1, right? Well, guess what? We got another one, so I'm going to go back to the Telestrator. Hope it doesn't troll me this time.
Ayun lang na
And the
ganun.
big thing here, you can see, is that we talked about, then they brought it up on cast, this Aatrox versus Rumble matchup. So they really
Ignite.
want to put the
Ignite
Rumble
TP,
behind,
putang ina,
right?
bobo ng
So
top
the
lane.
way they do this is
TP.
that first they're going
Diba
to
yun?
come in, they're going
Parang
to
ako lang
na nga yung
in
tao.
right
Wala,
at
wala.
red, and then
Talo sa
they're
pressure.
going to do
Dati.
almost a little delayed invade onto the Raptors. So Owner is going to come in, he's going to go Raptors to
Hindi,
red,
later.
Ang ganda kasi yung setup niya dito. Wala silang vision sa top side. Kahit expected na yung vertical jungling na to.
Actually, an incredibly rough top side 4-3-6-9.
Eto mato, kahit mag-ward ko dito sa blue side nila.
Solo kill.
Kahit diyan ka mag-ward kung vertical jungling naman siya, tapos magagang sa top. Expected na talaga yun na hindi ka makakaabande. Diyan no. Kumukuha niya siya ng prayo dun, wala siyang vision sa likod.
Telestrator of how T1 sets up these level 1s, and I do think JDG coming into game 2 need to take a more defensive approach on their level 1.
Bibilis na ba mag-load yung Valorant pag
Cross
ganyan?
the map, have defensive wards, just try to play a game
Pero depende pa rin
for
sa
equity
SSP
at level 1.
Yeah, and I think the fact
Ay,
that you
may
have that
babalik
Rumble
na sa
involved, and
Valorant.
even the decision making, I think Kobe called it out on the clock to go for the area of Oblivion Lord, that the Rumble didn't have enough. And then when we got to these fights, that they weren't actually able to really
Let's go
do
guys, si
particularly
Mark
much. And
babalik
I'm curious as to
ano,
why JDG
Valorant.
honestly decided to contest a lot of these fights, because it really felt like they were already
Babalik ka,
behind.
Mark.
Why not cross map instead of just giving more gold to T1?
I felt like JDG's read was
Hey,
they're always going to
hey,
lose the side lane.
wala
They're
na
always
makikita
gonna
yung
be-
para
they
sa
have
Valorant.
Rumble behind. So I think their read was, we know we're losing, this may be a 10% chance, but that's better than playing the game slow.
I will say, I can
Ba't hindi sila agad nag-flash dun? Silang hinihintay nila.
This like third fight at the the fight at the third dragon. That was a fight that JDG could have won, right? And I think
Kaya pala hindi na nahuli si Ruler dun. May ult siya.
what could be a potentially Hail Mary play, but if you can take a 70-30 versus a
Plus,
90-10,
ano yan, Mark?
what's the point in not going
Alam
for
mo
the more
talaga, plus
optimal
10
play,
to
right?
20
And
FPS
especially
yun
when we look at what JDG been so good at doing, it has been finding their moments. This isn't
Mali di Ruler to.
No, and I see that you're
frustrated, right? Because we want this to be both teams
Three
playing
ulto.
of their potential. But we know that T1, when they do get an early lead, you know, it's been
3 flash.
they are
Ayun.
so good at transitioning that into a bigger
Taglit
lead.
lang.
They were
Tapos
given
babalik lang ako mag-LAS.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is that if we're discussing what JDG did wrong in this game, it's that they really could have see from some of these fights later on where it's like, oh, okay,
Oy,
this
lag.
was a little bit more even. If
Oy, ano
this
yan?
game was a little bit more even, JDG
Terrell
can
kabuhat
take some of these
pa.
fights. So in contesting a lot of these
Terrell
early
kabuhat
objectives,
pa.
the
Let's
way
go.
that they did, actually ended
Ba't
up
ganun
making it
mag-lag
much more
yun?
T1. The T1 are like, okay,
Ganun yun.
we can go to every single objective. You have to contest us, and we will win.
Yes, and they did very convincingly in game
Di
one.
man
We
lang
won't
tato
have
no
the
lag
side selection
talaga
in
eh.
time, but I do want to talk about it. Yesterday, Blue
Lag
on all
talaga eh.
5 games. But in this, I feel like in watching this first game, you know, we talked so much about T1's meta read and all that, but it wasn't anything out of the ordinary.
Ayaw tumama eh.
Advantages happened for T1.
No, it didn't. I mean, it was standard play, but I will say the Bard and the Jhin both worked out really well for them. So still playing that range support bot, but a lot of this game was just straight up Zeus playing really well with Owner, and Zeus just has been on a different level than most of the other top laners in this tournament. Coming into it, I expected Bin and 369 to be among the top, to be among the best, and they just have not played to their regular level.
They really haven't, and I think that's where I think Zeus has really shown is that we literally saw this
Tignan mo yung
matchup
sugat,
yesterday
oh.
where people were like,
Realistic.
oh, why are you picking the Aatrox into Rumble? It doesn't work out. Well, Zeus has just shown what you can do when you get that opportunity.
It does when you get an early game top side,
Exactly,
and then just
yeah.
run
JDG
away
blue
with it.
side, by the way.
I will say though, this is where I think T1 really can get an advantage because I think they are the best red side team remaining in the tournament. You're gonna give them over to red side. You have to take blue, but maybe T1 just wins red anyway.
Yeah, let's see if JDG has something else in the tank. I believe so. We're not going to write them off that easily, but it is T1 that strike first here in Busan. We'll be right back.
Doesn't look like T1 is going to be able to contest this.
Teus going for the solo ball, and he just gets the kill. Fire's going in, but it might just be too little, too late. Night. CV to the back of the fight. Teus ticking, burning, but the shutdown is 969. But now they're just fish caught in the barrel.
John Wick.
The slaughter of the curtain call.
John Wick.
Make his way out of this one. The lock up there from Guma from so far away. Owner coming in.
Ito lang sounds, ano mo. Ilan FPS, Smart? Ilan FPS yun, Smart?
Polo. Ay, magbukas nung ano eh.
I think sa Steam pwede. Pwede napakita din. Steam settings section.
Auto ano.
Enable FPS. Dun, 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 dun.
Bringing in a new roommate to save money, is that the plan?
Say hi to Glenn from work.
Yeah, I think I have a much better plan. We switched to my plan from Verizon.
That is a good plan. Glenn?
Get my plan starting at just $25 when you bring your own phones. Plus, save when you add perks like the Disney Bundle. It's your Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Woo!
Tol.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Just lining up.
What the hell, Mart?
Hindi mahanap yung ano eh. Hindi mahanap yung ano eh. Ayaw.
Little bird, just come. Yes.
won't like water.
Gonna try to fall back.
Pagayin ko si ano.
Sino?
Si Kian.
Lineup.
Lineup Larry's.
Ayan siya.
Kaka-prime na raw yun next week. Kaka-prime na yun si Ian. Kaya pag, if I get paid, if we get paid. Oo nga, nag-ipon na para sa prime.
Hey,
what a lineup! Hey!
Top lang, Mark. One shot naman yan eh.
Top ka lang.
Oh, face.
Hindi RNG yan tulad ng Valo. Nagaw ng bot.
Nakakayang. Ang batuan.
Do something diffuse.
Rada. Mas smooth ngayon. Nag-prefer ko.
Oo,
Dagdag yun eh.
inayos na nila yung tick rate eh, thank God.
Hindi, sa Rampa.
Ay, sarap. Putang ina yan.
Back to you.
Napatay ka ng mga bot. Uy, kalat load. Tap.
Ano ko pattern yan? Left right eh.
Oo, right.
Tataas muna sa kaliwa, din sa kanan. Try mo mamaya.
Yes.
Try mo mamaya.
Ano?
Diba? Left right or left right?
Kalat mo lang.
Left right.
Left right daw.
Left right. Tataas and then left and then mag-right. Try mo, Mark. Ano, wow.
Layan mo konti.
Dito din.
Layo ka.
Yan.
Ah, dyan.
Left right yan.
Oo. Left, right.
Ganun pa rin yan, tingnan mo. Yan, nakakontrol.
Ano?
Control. Control. Ilan mo, baba lang ako.
Sayang. Free transfer na sa ano.
Ginagawa mo, Mark. Ang ginagawa mo.
Nagsiswitch na.
Once you play gods, ain't gonna crumble one by one.
Mandated.
Things that allowed them to be successful. Quarterfinals, those bot lane picks leading the priority, really paying off here. In the first game. We'll see if it works out in the second game. The number one question on our minds is how
Ayaw nga mag-download.
or what do they want to focus on as the loser. They have the luxury of side selection, and we'll see how they adapt coming into this game.
And I'd argue it's also been one of the biggest strengths of this team throughout the year. How well
Mat,
they are
Gina.
able to with
Game 2.
This is a
Saan ka na?
team that has so many different plays.
Oo, nandito lang ako pero gumagawa lang ako ng PPT.
Although I do think
Sige lang.
you're not going to be able to find a way around banning Rumble. I feel like that at this point just has to be done because as we clearly saw, can't give it to Zeus. 369 even it also is not a solution. So I imagine that is going to be pivot number 1, and then pivot number 2 is ensure that T1 aren't able to snowball every lane to the degree they did in the last game.
And pay attention to your level 1s and defending your jungle and looking for these invades and tracking Owner here. Really has been a big difference maker. This year for T1, Owner was not a star. Owner was one of the most criticized members of the entire team.
Ayaw bigay yung ano. Rakan.
He has been so much better for them in the last couple of series here at World.
And a player who continues to surpass our expectations. Chroniclers U talking about can he play more than Jarvan? And ever since then, he's been pulling out new picks. Yes, it's mostly Rel. We'll see what he wants to go for this time around, and how can Navi can fire back, because it was a surprisingly quiet game from him. Obviously was shut down in the early game, but all of JDG, I think, hoping for a clean refresh after
Still no Jarvan.
And I'd imagine that they might want to be
But-
pivoting and playing him on something like
Woo.
obviously the
Orianna.
winner, particularly with
Azir?
Ben already there. But on red side,
May
I
light
think
na
the
pa ako dun sa
likelihood of T1 trying to go for some
Is Faker gonna play Azir this
Ka na
time?
naman eh.
spot lane with an AD carry support
Meron nga ba?
skyrockets. So picking up a Wukong in your second or third
Nagyan
rotation
yan.
could be a
Alam.
good way to kind of preemptively weaken that, but also allowing Navi to get the type of pick that he shines on.
Are they gonna go
Caitlyn! Caitlyn Ash, let's go, Pokom!
double poke lane with the Ash not being
Ikaw pa naman taga.
You're gonna go
banned?
Pokom.
So much poke
Sa
power, so much
Valorant na
pushing
lo.
power for bottom lane.
Hindi sa Valorant.
To it and try and get some ganks off, try and get some pressure there, or opt to
Sa
also
hirap.
go with a double poke.
Nadadalian na sa CS.
Ruler's
Kasi sa Valorant ka pa.
was banned for years in the LCS. It
the-
didn't matter
Oh,
whether
ay,
the
gagi.
champion was
Ba't
banned.
tumawa?
He
Ayan.
was just not allowed to play it. And he even faced into a counter matchup on the Ash, which obviously has a really
Alistar
into
to.
this. Still going to
Alistar.
trust himself, trust his mechanics,
360.
trust his lane partner to try and get a lead there.
I think the sad thing for Rulers, if you look at the previous game, it wasn't really about his proficiency in the 2v2. He had no lane prio, trapped under his tower, couldn't find an angle into a fight. And it's a similar story for Mystic and Alistar. A lot of these
Vi. Still Vi.
is just not paying
Sabay,
off.
sabay,
This will
sabay.
be a different story
Sa
with
baba
Sylas,
pala
with
yan,
the
sa
company,
pala.
with almost
Azir Faker, let's go!
backing him up here. Vi now coming out as well. Again, safe, pretty standard jungle pick, but T1 opting to mismatch here. Not going to pick a jungler. Will lock in the Azir for Faker. See what they end up getting for Owner as we get later in the
Tatarget ba na sa Oyer dito?
for missing in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I kind of
Hey.
actually like JDG jumping on the Vibe picker combined with the Orianna
Honest
ball
ka
for
dyan.
delivery system back to the double low mobility aid.
Tignan mo smoke ko.
T1, but it does mean you're gonna drop your
Binan ang Gwen ni Zeus.
he's gonna receive several extra bans here. The Nautilus right off the top of it
Pangit
here.
ang pick.
They're trying to take away more of that
Wow.
hard
Huh?
engage to protect their backline.
And Gwen here signals maybe a Cassante for 369. He really struggled in the previous game. Can also look towards the Ornn because I do think that that is one of the tools that
line up dito.
Okay, nakaban yung Nautilus. Safe, I'm safe.
power bot lane carries for Gumusha and Keria.
At dito.
I'm safe.
Given that neither of them really have a good way of dealing with it.
Nakaban yung rel. Okay.
Very early on, if you land
Sejuani.
What is the blind pick here for T1? Presumably just jungle. Save counter pick for Zeus on the top side of the map. Really taking
Ano
their
siya
time.
mag-virus dito.
Again,
Ay,
Gwen
wala
T-Pole
pala.
was a
May
question
gate
for
na.
Owner, but he's showing
Sedge Maokai? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's up. The Maokai is up. The Sejuani is up.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
just an
jungle.
incredible
Poke
high
pump.
priority
Full
for
poke
BFC
pump
the
sila
entire
dito.
tournament. Yeah, it will be the Maokai locked in. Combined with the hawk shot, combined with the
boy.
Yorkshire trap,
No.
it is really
Boy,
impossible for JDG.
That means they might do Zeus with an
Cassante.
AD top laner there, like Jace or something like that. Even. It is their early.
Senna.
Jackson
Senna is
available.
It's a
Senna.
war zone.
The Senna plus Callista lane here to try and deal with the poke Ash Kate.
And I think a lot of the reason that we've seen Senna be successful in this tournament is because she goes into relatively low-range opponents. Things like the Kai'Sarel. Both Ash and Caitlyn have good tools to contest Senna's soul stacking in the early lane phase, but you have to hope that JDG have something special prepared.
Target ban si Owner.
Seems to be the no-brainer here. Zeus, I'm sure, is going to go Lethality, even facing Cassante. But I think the main thing with Senna and Callista is that their level 1 is absolutely nuts. And I'd expect this to go back to what we saw in the LCK in Spring countless times over. We're literally just
Target ban si Owner at saka si ano, Zeus dito.
control of the wave. Because
Sila na lang sana binan nyo.
gets ahead, they're going to have a really easy time to, from then on, keep their opponents on the back foot.
I'm excited for this one. Keria is the master of these double AD bottom lanes, so this is going to be a fist.
And with T1 one game ahead, now on red side, JDG is likely to pick in the next game as well, pushing T1 back there. You have to hope, if you're a JDG fan, that JDG can show us more, that they can match more, because if T1 find the same...
Hindi pwede matalo sila si Gumakeria dito. Sila nagpausa ng double ADC.
That is a big red flag as we get deeper into the series.
And this JDG comp does need to stack those dragons to be able to get that win time there for them. Make use of the rend to secure it. Oh my goodness, so much pressure here on.
And talk about pressure, 369 needs to have a better game on the Kazanze. This is something that obviously we talk so much about the journey of this player, going from someone that could only play carries to someone that, and we saw this both domestically and at MSI, is the best tank player in the world, right? The way he's able to create...
I love how Zeus just like making you question it now.
I mean,
like, wait a second, a couple of series here.
I mean, 369, I don't think has had the best tournament thus far, right? So I think it isn't unreasonable. Having a big Kazanze game here, though, is going to be pivotal, and I'd expect him to bounce back the way the JDG have done countless times throughout this year.
We'll see if he can do it, but in the meantime, his team's set up their level 1s. Remember that you can log into your Riot account on LOLesports.com and watch Worlds live to earn exclusive Worlds emotes and icons. There it is.
He's dancing on Zeus.
And let me remind you, this JDG team, even though they got blasted,
Fog of War.
this is the quintessential super team. When they added Knight and Ruler to this squad, two of the best carries in the entire world here, their goal was to complete this golden row from the very beginning. This is constructed, this team is constructed to win the entire thing, and they've done so much work to get to this point. T1 though, Faker said, all roads lead to him.
Oh no, level 1 clash, question mark? Is this a level 1 clash? It is a level 1 clash.
Taking so much damage, we're now continuing to free fire to Carry. Carry has to be careful, will he be forced to flash over the wall for now? Standing strong, 369.
Grabe, may level 1 clash agad.
Ano kasi ako dito?
Mamatay na si Missing, ingat. Oh no, level 2? Level 2, nakuha niya!
Ano?
Yo! Let's go! Let's go!
Fermentation ako.
Ano yun, Mark Corndog?
Babagsak ka yan. White Condre yan.
Naka 2 kills. 2 kills again.
To be fair, it is a RAR, it is already
Mitochondrial.
Technically, just to be fair.
And the funniest part is, it is the Raptors that actually
What the fuck? Ba't ka
solidified
naka-
Ay, buong barangay, yun ah.
Easy 6, 300 gold.
Lagi kong pinipindot eh. Pag mag-iisip ako, bigla akong pipindutin.
May ADHD ka na.
Minsan tol, may 3 akong Instagram na nakabuka.
What the hell? Bakit 3?
Hindi ko alam.
May HDHD ka na.
And missing dying there with his flash up as well is really painful because that is so much gold going over very early on to Guma's Caitlyn.
Okay ka na, Vim pressure.
Providing T1 with the early lane.
May buzzer din sila sa USD.
Knight blowing his flash here in mid lane for the Orianna might be painful.
Uy.
Baker's gone for a couple of blades. This has been a rune choice that actually hasn't won that many games technically. Faker was the guy that did win the game with the blades. But it does also put more pressure early on in the lane phase in the Conqueror style. And now
dito kasi sa baka ano meron.
maybe there are some owner anger for the Mount.
What?
Dito kasi sa ano?
Ano pa yung sasabihin din?
Oy! Kaibigan niya na ito eh.
What?
Kaibigan ko dati.
Oh my god, wait lang. Wait, watch, bro. We're just watching.
I'm not looking at that. Manunod na lang ako ng worlds dito, bahala kayo.
Tutudod ako ng worlds.
Manunod na lang ako ng worlds.
Mitochondrial dog kasi.
Tangina, kawawa si Kanobi. Wala siyang camps.
Kilala niya kaya yun?
Wala siyang camps.
Wala siyang camps. Wala siyang camps.
Kanavi very happy to be able to grab that one.
Copy paste mo
That's
na
really big. A
lang.
lot of time invested there for owner without any real payoff.
Umiiyak na yung jungler nila ngayon.
Sees the enemy jungler like, hey, I can proxy another wave with no problem. Ensuring
Fermentation reduce product form.
this early CS lead build up over Zayn.
Ano yun?
We got the ARAM championships, we got Farm Simulator on the top side. This game has it all. Now we got a Malcolm.
JDG ruler. Huli ba? Hindi siya nahuli. Huli! Pero nag-cleanse. He's free. He's walking free. Wow! Carry a flash!
Mas
A
mabilis
double
yung Brave.
Yun lang.
Mabilis pa talaga to.
Oh shit, Kanavi's here. Ah,
Wala,
no.
mas mataas naman. Ote ako.
Nawala yung tempo.
Medyo pala, medyo.
Nawala tempo.
Bakit mo ba problema yan?
Ayun nga pala.
Gets the extra kill. Kanavi pulling this one back.
Di, mas mabilis yun.
And that's the gold lead for T1 now evaporated thanks to that timing.
Mas malakas pa yung ano niya,
It's really critical for Kanavi trying to save the game plan here for JDG. Because that would have been devastating. If Ruler went down, both summoner spells blown by Ruler as well, without any repercussions there, it would have greatly diminished the chances they could actually stack their dragons.
On the flip side though, Gumayushi actually was able to pick up so much more CS and maintained his summoners. Did not have to flash here as we take another look at that play.
Okay, so Owner trying to chase them, pass the trap here, goes in, he gets the cleanse out first, and then Keria waits for his timer, flashes forward to get the extra kill, but Kanavi we know coming around the outside, and he picks up the first one on Owner really nicely, then waits patiently, wards in the brush even though there is a good ward there, flashes in as soon as the barrier's over to get
Pero ba
number 2.
nakita videos,
Missing
good
flash
morning.
backside there, just to be careful. Ultimately, it's just kind of a mess on the bottom side. Oof, some good kills traded back and forth there. Zeus level 6, but at a man disadvantage, we'll make it back. Dark and Blade just locking down Kanavi briefly as Zeus will just return to the top side. Already 369 picking up some Thorn Mail.
Early Thornbill.
Di ba sabi ko
It's
sa'yo?
like, it feels like the first
Kulang ka na
moment
lang
that
sa
we've
pattern.
had in this game where there is
Pwede
nothing
na tayo
happening, where we have
bumili
a
ng
little
drip.
bit of downtime. I don't know how long it's going to last, because Owner is already wrapping around.
Kasi
Does
meron
get
na din
spotted
ako.
in a second here by Ruler, but
there's no damage.
Wala siyang clips. Huli.
Owner on the bottom side of the rift. Carrier will back away. Just fighting to gain control of the lane. They've got no jungler in the area, but Missing just going to do what he can to clear out the saplings and try to protect the control ward. Will get taken away here.
And you can tell, they had no idea where Kanavi was because that Ashe Hawkshot went to go over their own Raptors and Krugs to see if Kanavi was counter-jungling at the time, but Kanavi was on
Fake yung Scuttle.
down towards the bottom side, so Owner has to get out of there. They were very unsure and definitely respecting this 2-kill Vi now.
And after game number 1, where JDG was really put too far behind for them to showcase their team fighting, this game looking a whole lot different, right? Actually staying on even gold here early on in the game, and it's not like that top side isn't gonna be a menace when it comes to team fights.
Kanavi on the way out, Missing getting slowed up. First the Black Mist coming through, just make sure he can get out to safety. I think it's an excellent point. Kanavi especially against a Hawkshot, against the Maokai Sapling, still able to find those kills on the bottom side. Is a big credit to him because it could be so tricky to remain undetected in the jungle against a composition like this. Level 6 though taking over for Guma.
Wala pa
There are so many stars on JDG. Kanavi's been the one on the team for the longest with his 4-year tenure here and is going to be a key component this time around, especially those junglers looking for their level 6.
No, ang cancer ng putang ng champion na yun.
Back there. Walking up, spotted on Division.
3 dash stock armor, 3 dash may abilities, 3 dash. He's a fucking Yasuo.
No concerns on the mana front.
Sino?
And I think the Kanavi angle is something that people have to appreciate and respect because this is a guy that after his time in Griffin, it was kind of a question mark as to where his career was going to go. And those initial years on JDG weren't nearly as glamorous as this one has been. So the fact that he has stuck with this team through thick and thin, that the organization has stuck with him to reach this point against T1 is a testament to the tenacity of that player.
There was also just, even when JDG wasn't nearly as successful as they have been throughout this year, already so much talk amongst a lot of LCK junglers as well about early meta developments were spearheaded by this player. And he is the one with the most gold on JDG right now.
Hindi ko na kailangan di ano yun, di ba?
Because the follow-up CC on JDG is, I think, a really big part of how they want to play out these early skirmishes.
Alright, we'll get level 6 off these wolves, I think, for the Maokai. And Kanavi's already starting up Riftfield, so it should be a dragon trade for the Riftfield. I don't think T1 want to fight anything on the top side of the map, and they'll be happy actually to trade these objectives. But that does mean JDG will have the extra pushing power and try and snowball here. Big gold injection from this Riftfield, and already to a very rich Vi. They're going to have to make a very big Vi ultimate plus shockwave play to make this worthwhile.
Also do note, and this is something in the last game Zeus got away with, he was mega fed as old, the gank
from 369.
Pushing for a bit
Oh,
more,
pero
but nothing
medyo
gonna come from
mabagal
just
pa
an
rin naman yung
overall
ano.
trade.
Yung device kung ganun.
By
Pero okay
stepping
lang.
up, Kanavi ready to go.
Hindi naman
Spading
ganito.
out the Dark and Blade, however, Zeus to clear the wave. It should be
Ano na?
fine.
But as I was saying earlier, the fact that Zeus is going for this full lethality build, as Owner does get spotted, there is almost teleport. Meet JDG in straight up team fights.
The biggest power spike on the whole map right now, though, is Kanavi finishing Divine Sunder. With his 2 early kills and his Rift Herald gold and Vi ultimate ready, the power is in his hands here to turn the tides for JDG.
Zeus waiting to the last second to cancel the back. Does it now.
Cancer.
Sante still gets pulled back. Not going to cause
Cancer.
much of anything, just delaying the
Ilan
recall.
kaya ang ginagawa
Going
ng
to mess
mga
up the
pets nila?
timings here. From the side of JDG,
Huwag
good
mo
news for
sabihin.
T1 is that while it's not as dominant, Uma and Carry have been able to grab a couple plates on the bottom side, the power of this pushing bottom lane. It will get harder though as we get later into the game, missing 38 souls every 20 souls.
It's going lethality.
D20 range, 10% crit chance. Despite the fact that he has almost no golden coming to support, Senna will become a threat eventually.
Outside of Ash, though, and even Ash obviously has a lot of value, but I do think she falls off as well for the late game. Oh,
Arrow?
Nice back cancel there. Thank you for that carry out. The rest of T1 still is a really big late game menace, but you are meeting JDG in their biggest comfort zone, which is going to be the team fights. We'll see if T1 is actually able to stack up the early Drakes here with Mountain and Hicks that pouring out of the pool. We'll see what ends up being the soul, because if JDG is able to snowball with the use of the arrow, might be tough for T1 to find a similar grasp of control as they did in the last game.
And that recall interrupt is actually really big for T1. It's going to allow Guma to get at least 1 turret plate here with Keria helping him push. Maybe they go for 2. Maokai on the way as well.
Cleanse up and available for Rule or Missy. Be careful about stepping
Foreman bot.
in the area as well. The flash, potential to make some plays, but the response. Herald being dropped in the mid lane, at least 2 plates for Knight. If they want to commit, instead they're moving down into the river to maybe try to leverage the power of Kanavi here. Again, power spike's pretty limited. Obviously stronger than the righteous. Flash out from Kanavi.
Flash shot for Kanavi.
Ultimate Faker overall, very positive trade for T1 coming to the next fight.
Haha.
Alright, let's see if that does get punished. There's a slight
Agahan
penalty. The only bounty in the game is on Kanavi's head, so no flash, slightly higher chance here for T1 to collect it. But the mid turret plates kind of making up for the bottom side push there that T1 got, so JDG getting some money happily over there into the hands of Knights. Shockwave in their hands this time around. See what they can do with it, because Kanavi's going to help him get another turret plate.
Alting, no one there to
Huli.
missing. That could be disastrous.
It is a disaster! Pagkaka-first blood na ba? Nahuli si Ruler?
Ruler now trying to run for his life, kiting this one out. Zeus.
He's still kiting. He's still kiting. Mabagal. Wala siyang support. Hindi na rin chanting. Na-shutdown ng Vi. Good shutdown by Keria.
This is huge for JDG. They did not teleport 369 in. That is a teleport cooldown for Zeus and a 1-for-1 with both.
Meron na talaga, no?
369 gets to stay topside and get turret plate money.
Not only that, the shutdown went to Keria. You'd really much rather have that on Faker or Gumayushi, but instead,
Pre-order na kaya.
JDG able
Wala
to
nung
trade
nakakita
one for
dun
one,
eh, parang
kill
tanga eh.
the shutdown rather doesn't even go to the ideal target for T1, and they're able to get plates towards the top side for 369 just before they fall off.
Patience from Zeus there on the return to lane. 369 waiting in the darkness, hoping to get more out of that trade. But we can take a look at how this play starts out. The aggressive use of the ultimate.
Yeah, they use the Maokai ult to lock them up. Zeus with the teleport down, and then they go for it. But look how they're able to focus down Owner on the other side. As a nice dodge there.
Uno wala.
Arrow goes
Saan
1
yung
for
chinachat
1,
ko?
and with the extra rend, slow down here, they're able to kite
Bobo.
keep T1 without getting too much damage dealt to themselves here on the side of JDG, and that means we're going to get some extra power spikes coming in as well. Knight very happily finishing up his loot as
Agabaw.
Faker.
Agahan.
Now the one advantage that T1
Bukas.
was able to get is that summoners are now down on Ruler.
Ayaw,
and
morning
missing.
shift.
Ruler still has his cleanse, but outside of that, does need to play a lot safer, and I think T1 are going to try and leverage that into getting the second dragon
Dapat
here.
7 nandun na
We'll
kayo.
see if JDG have a response, but do not forget, if Zeus answers towards top, 369 can TP, but if Zeus doesn't answer, 369 might just be able to get a turret and further build the gold lead for JDG.
Before 7, 7 na lang. Before 7 na lang.
For JDG versus the bot lane of T1.
Dapat 7 nandun.
control mid prio, which means they control setup on the Drake, and it looks like JDG are going to respect that. Not looking to contest whatsoever. Do not have the vision, do not have the members in position. It will be a trade of the top lane tier 1 for the second Drake of the game to T1. Infernal Rift coming through.
Kasi makakasahan to before 7.
Should have been an easy gang for top lane kasi wala siyang flash but it's like Sante.
Sige, 7 na lang.
JDG actually have a trailing play in the works here with Kanavi coming down to look to pressure Faker off.
Pinapressure niya si Faker. Oh shit. Faker dash that ult. One hit Faker. 316 with the TP. They can't do anything about it.
Will be able to, I think, at least get some damage down on the turret. Do get Faker's flash, but he does get away with his life. T1 is able to find a counter punch, or if that is just gonna be it. 369 continuing to shove as well. Should be able to get a lot of damage down towards this turret. And now Herald being started up by T1. This is looking to be their answer, but 369, he is getting more and more gold.
Wow, is it 369?
Sante yun eh. Yung Aatrox nakatapat, nag-build ba naman ng full lethality si Aziz dito? He got countered.
Sunday ngayon, di ba?
Yes, it's Sunday.
Nasa yung cellphone ko?
They're looking for a pick here?
But they are falling further and further behind in gold. Faker doesn't have flash or his ultimate available.
It means there's a huge importance on getting your vision control leading up to the dragons, and whoever's gonna be able to get there first. Because Gumayusi, with the Caitlyn traps here, trying to get to the dragon first and cut off one of those angles, line up the traps, make it so much more difficult for this hard engaged comp of JDG that's much shorter range to actually close that range and get their engage. T1 definitely, a lot of the prep work will really benefit them around the dragon setup, but JDG, they've got a lot of angles to be able to force with.
Arrow going between the goalposts there. Not going to quite find the angle. Carrier clearing out as much vision as he can with the Umbral Glaive. Umbral Glaive bursts Umbral Glaive. Vision denial. Very easy for both sides in this game. But T1 just keeping the sieging pressure.
Nandito pala.
369's on the way. Long flank.
Very long flank. T1 now going to need to start back.
369 long flank pero na-spot agad siya. Are they gonna take this turret? Though they will not take the turret.
They will not. They did not, unfortunately.
Both sides seemingly gearing up for a fight. Kanavi
Okay, good shot.
Kaya ako naman pag nalaban niyang lumalabas ako.
Yung iniisip ko eh.
Ang dami ko na sigurong minus pag ano, nireport ng guard. Kailangan no, kailangan ka.
Exactly, that setup does so much. When every brush has a sapling,
Ipa 5-star ka ba? 4-star ko lang.
every piece of land that's not a brush has a Caitlyn trap on it, it becomes very annoying to navigate.
Something we haven't talked about.
What did you just say? 4-star? For 4-star mo? Why not 5, Mart? Ano bang kulang? Bakit kulang ng isang star?
Ang ko. Saan
siya nagkulang?
Siya daw yung kulang.
Alright.
Order
And I
receipt.
think that is going to be a lot of the team fighting power for T1. The Arrow again doesn't find anyone as owner.
Owner, nahanap. Disengaged quickly. That face rush saved him.
T1 holding on for now, but JDG just fighting, just poking their heads into the enemy jungle.
Okay.
We'll see the sapling and the brush there as Faker returns to the top side.
Really, boy?
Keep pressure in the favor of T1.
Hindi ko pa binabayaran yung isa.
You know why I don't play Azir? Kasi cannot jump on walls.
Maokai, since they do have an Azir on their team already, don't need the extra AP damage from a demonic.
Picture
He
natin.
might have a hard time here working his way through all these JDG members in the
Ayos,
lying
gumagana.
in wait, just trying to catch any T1 member who gets close to this dragon setup. Because JDG know that is a #1 goal for them, trying to keep T1 out of that setup.
Certainly is. The other big thing to keep your eye on is item spikes. One item and some change for just about everybody on the Rift. See if anyone can hit their second item before we get into this third Drake. Baron on the table in 30 seconds, but I can't imagine either side will rush it instead.
Yo, nagsisimba. What? Ethan, nagsisimba? What the fuck? What?
Sino nagsisimba?
Ayo!
also
Sino yung sisi?
Ethan. What?
Si Ethan Makajos? What?
Makajos? What?
Ethan, dasalan mo nga kami. Sana manalo T1.
Oo, sana manalo T1.
Hindi ka tunay na Makajos.
Hindi ka tunay na Makajos. Tama.
Ang Makajos, pinagdadasal lang mga tropa. Nahuli siya.
Oh shit!
Huli si Kanavi. I got out.
Kanavi, gagi nakataas na siya. Natakas.
Shit.
Shit.
Mga boy, he turned.
JDG, what a successful turnaround in that fight. It's Kanavi with the in-the-moment decision to turn around on Owner, and with the cooldowns down, no frontline available, T1 isn't going to be able to get themselves to a soul point for this Infernal Soul, and JDG take control.
TP back in means first tower or tower in the mid lane in favor of JDG. Drake Faker going to be forced to run. And again, JDG, a massive threat. The later you get in the game, the more clean this team feels, and they're proving it again here on the back of the play from Kanavi.
I have to feel like that was a bit of a blunder from T1 frontline, just charging in instead of trying to play off of their extra range, their saplings, their traps, their poke. As soon as they get this
Pinok muna nila to. Hindi agad nag-all-in.
Oo, nag-poke sila. Ang ganda ng poking nila, tapos yung re-utilize.
That is very sad.
That is so sad.
Is able to rend them down. And particularly against the Orianna, you can't try and fight through that, right? Not even 369 joined the fight. At that point, I think it was already mostly over. But just the threat of that Orianna ultimate should be enough to dissuade T1. They try to bite off way more, knowing how important this dragon is, and end up paying for it dearly.
And you talk about the Sejuani for Owner being the superior choice room over the Maokai, and the big difference between these champions is oftentimes Maokai's engage tools are much better reactively than they are proactively. You saw it there. Yes, you hit so many people with the ultimate, but it's a very short root duration when you're that close, and your entire team completely zoned away by JDG's backline threats, unable to follow up on what initially might have looked like a pretty good engage.
And JDG's comp also is so strong when they can absorb an initial blow and then re-engage. Particularly with the Senna and the Orianna, it makes it really, really hard for T1 if they don't take down a target immediately.
Yeah, T1 definitely want to play it slower than they just played the last one.
Yeah.
Without rushing in so much. But because they did, and the extra gold that has gone over to JDG now, off of that mid-turret plate, and the dragon here for JDG, they're in such a much better position here to actually pull off this hard engage and chase them down. They've got Kanavi plus Knight combination ready.
And it's time to see what form are JDG in. We know this is their bread and butter, these states of the game where it seems close, where they've got these 2 item spikes and there are big objectives to fight around. T1 showed us what they can do with an early game lead with a massive advantage in their favor. If T1 are ready to fight fire with fire, to take it to these late game team fights, to out-execute a seemingly un-out-executable late game team fighting team.
And really big here as well is that Zeus hasn't actually been able to find the backline yet. And as we can see, 369 can just get prio on every single wave because Zeus doesn't win the 1v1. Didn't even go for Eclipse, right? This is just full-on Duskblade together with Edge of Night. So his ability to chew through a... I don't know how much armor 369 is sitting on, but it's going to be way too much for this Aatrox to deal with. Makes it really hard for T1 to gain control of the side waves.
Hindi nila mapok.
He's in the hole, not going to lead to much effect there. Command Protect. Was the body block from Kanavi, keeping Missing healthy. It's not an AP Maokai, as highlighted earlier, so the Sapling's annoying most certainly, but
Why Gijigo Assassin Aatrox?
Actual damage is Deus using the Scryer's Bloom just to see if there's anything spotting him. Another
Nahuli.
aggressive engage here.
Pero nahuli si Keria. Good retaliation.
The TP now coming in. That's 369 to the backside, looking to isolate the rest of the team.
Huli si Guma.
Guma off the rift. Keria running for his life. Kanavi continuing to step forward. Pullback coming in. JD.
Kinidnap. Fuck.
T1 into the meat grinder. They are tearing through them effortlessly. But Faker now looking to fire
2 for 1.
bleeding on the back line, cannot do much more. JDG have taken the exchange.
And Kanavi going down means that JDG, I still see the pings towards Baron. They might have tried because Owner is dead, doesn't have Smite, and they do have the Rend available.
Exactly, Rend is going to be more damage.
Double TP though, they might just want to force that out and back off.
TP coming. Here comes Potential for a hero moment from Zayas from Keria. Can they turn this one back?
They have DP. Can they turn this? Can they turn this one? No, they cannot turn it.
But Team 1 sticking around in the meantime, hoping to take the fight. Missing getting lower and lower, but he just got too much range, too many souls, doing too much damage.
Oh no, Faker's in trouble. Ah. Not worth.
Marisha, dapat pumasok na si ano kanina.
Miscommunication.
Dapat pumasok na si Faker dun, kinuha ni Baron.
Miscommunication. Naghintayan sila.
Paano na position nila dito? Nakuha agad yung ano.
Kung na-the-word siguro to kanina ni Keria. Walang TP dyan. Ang lambot niya dito.
Hindi, kaya pa ta, winnable. Eh, no, low na yung Baron, no. Eh, no. May ult si ano, may ult si Faker.
Pwede kasi siya ma-disable dito ni Kisante Mato kapag nag-all-in siya dyan. Ayan, no. Sa time na yun, pwede niya pa ma-disable si Faker dun.
You can see the brief moment of joy in the replay there. JDG very much in control of this game. Gonna grab their second Infernal Drake. See what they can get done with the Red Bull Baron power play.
Shit, bakit na gano'n? Bakit nag-letality Aatrox? Sakto lang ba yung letality?
Questionable nga, bakit lethality? Hindi ko alam, ba't ganito mga build ng ano, Aatrox eh. Nag-lethality.
Turret pushes here to Baron, trying to get something back with those objective bounties popping off.
And if you're T1 at this stage, you're just going to do everything you can to hold on.
Wala ng objective bounties mamaya.
Baron, you already took game 1 in style, just trying to hold on to some hope in this game too as JDG again. This is their comfort zone. Pressing this lead forward, taking these fights, these confident re-engages.
Wala na silang power eh.
Missing, but you can heal up a lot of that.
They just get two? Nah, okay.
Particularly because it's Lethality Senna, right? So he's going to fire 2 Qs and he's going to be completely fine, and the damage hasn't actually been that meaningful. And from this point on, JDG with the Red Bull Baron power play should be able to, as we've seen already, freak a gold lead. Additionally, should be able to set up with the map control that they have now to get themselves to that Infernal Soul point. And there will be no one on T1 that can stand up to the amount of damage that's going to be output by this JDG.
Kala mag-step up sila dito. Pag di sila nag-step up, is GG. That's GG, boy.
That's lights out.
That's what I was looking at. Double needlessly large.
World's Node. Saliga.
Going for a recall now. Might even have.
Yes, boss.
Split push here. Sending 369 down to bottom side to catch Faker's attempt to get another objective bounty. You see Faker going for the bottom side turret objective bounty there, while the rest of JDG.
Kasali dapat ako dyan eh. Sabi ko lang sila muna eh. Kasi pag ano may ano ako eh. Full works eh.
JDG not afraid to walk up. 99 souls.
Gumagawa sila school works ngayon.
100 extra range here. Just can continue to rain down auto attacks, rain down Qs, picking up.
Ako dapat na yung mag-Aatrox daw eh, sabi nila eh. Sabi ko eh, ayoko muna. Kasi nga, may ginagawa pa ako.
Ikaw ba dapat yung main lineup dito?
Yes, sir.
And now T1 is
Pero
in a
sa,
position
tinurn
where
down ko
the
muna sa
only way of trying to get back in this game
baka bumagsak ako.
Keria hitting an arrow, but if
Kaya wala.
you look at the targets, really hard to consistently hit many of the members. 369 doesn't care, can catch any arrow. Kanavi can easily get out of the way. Same for Ruler.
What
or
happened?
you need to have Owner go in, but particularly with the he's gone for and how far he's
Bad
behind,
pick.
he's not going to be able to
Pangit yung early.
that damage. So really,
Limbot,
T1
what the
just
fuck?
hoping that 369 overextend into a play, and there's a moment for our
Talagang
Faker
ano,
or Gumayushi can take
sunod-sunod
over a
yung
team
ano
fight.
nila.
Meanwhile, with all this money,
Putang ina, mid basag na.
especially if
Putang ina.
the Guardian Angel
30 minutes na eh. 30 minutes na eh.
30 minutes na, 10-5 pa lang. What the fuck? Ang tindi naman nila.
Yeah, kailangan maingat ka sa mapa.
Uy, ano tawag doon? Wala man lang masyadong clash na nangyayari, no?
Kanina ang daming clash, hindi min. Nakailang clash na kayo. Oo. Talagang wala lang namamatay. Yes.
Ay,
Siya yung Azir.
Di siya nag-i-skin, no?
Oo nga eh.
trigger twice. Owner throwing the ulti over the wall, Owner going in on the Vi, and both
He's not the type of player na magagamit ng skim.
one more engage. If JDG get the better of you in one more fight, it feels like it's just game over here in game 2 of the series. So has to count against
Ano
the
skin ni
Nurse
Senna
T1,
yun,
knowing
gago?
the next one needs to be
Ocean
flawless
Song.
if you want to mount a comeback.
And that's
Yung
I'd argue
bayang
that
ano.
they've already run out of lives, right? Like the health bars are blinking, and particularly with the amount of summoners that are available for JDG, it's really hard to imagine a scenario where someone like Ruda, for example, gets caught at the start of a fight
Ang
because
cancer nung Sante na to.
can be pulled back by Ruler as well. As Knight
Nung
does now
yung
finish
Kisante
his
na
death
nakalaban natin,
Gotta
putang ina,
imagine,
ano eh, mukunat eh.
Nga eh.
Broken na siya.
Magdadash may shield. Tapos meron pang armor.
May ano siya, di ba? Unstoppable.
Oo. Di mo pwede i-stun.
Baron and Dragon very close to both spawning.
Naglaro ako kaninang umaga mga 3 to 4, naglaro ako 1 game, nag-isol ako.
Kaninong account gamit mo?
Akin. Siyempre, bugbog ako, pero ano, at least maayos-ayos na ako mag-CS.
Information on the Baron. Baker using the passive there to just try to get mid control again. All about this priority.
Walang tumatamang ulti ngayon ah.
Kanino yun? Kanino ano yun?
Carry ah.
Heal from a Senna Q. That's
Wait,
fun.
kuha lang ako tubig. Wait pa.
JDG, again, they have their choice. They have control right now, but T1 playing more up to the Baron, not worried about third Drake for JDG. Clearly much more worried about losing control on the Baron side. Kanavi going in, immediate start to the fight. Baker now locked up the fight!
Patay si Baker. Kaya no? Kaya no, Aatrox. Putangin na mo, pasok! Pasok! Tangin na mo! Kaya yan! Ang lambot niya! What the fuck? Tong ina, wipe-out sila. Ace.
And with 280 carries, there is no way that the Nexus isn't gonna fall, and JDG
Oh my god.
Kalo sila, gago. Pakailang game na yan. Gago, wipe-out sila.
Bardagulan mid Faker.
Gagi, patay. Uno namatay si Faker.
Ay, na ano na. AC na.
Na-ace sila, boss.
Game 3 to.
Game 3?
Game 2. Game 2 pa lang.
Game 2. Sino pa?
Bawi game 3. Ano, T1. Tapos 25 minutes.
Parang bangat kasi ng pick nila.
Oh, naban yung ano eh. Na-target ban si Owner eh.
Ano ba dapat gamitin yun?
Ano, gagamitin niya dapat Poppy or Poppy o tag dito? Poppy tsaka Rel.
Rel?
Oo.
May nag-rel pa pala.
Oh, na-reward. Jungle na ngayon yun.
Weh?
Yup.
Rel?
Yeah.
The fucking metal horse, weh?
Yes.
Hindi ko alam yun, what the fuck?
Jungle na siya ngayon. Na-rework.
Support yun, di ba dapat?
Oo. Mababa kasing pick rate niya, tas mababa din yung win
Kaya nga
rate.
eh. Ba't pala dalawa ADC nila? Sino support dyan?
Ash.
Pangit. Bakit?
Pwede
Gan,
ang support.
ganyan yung ano T1.
Ang pangit. Ang lambot. Ang lambot. Tatlong malambot
Pre,
sa kanila.
focus. Focus yan.
Ay, yung pick nila ang sasakit eh, oh. Maski yung Senna na support, masakit eh.
Bakit? Tanggal agad yung HP nung ano.
Kalahati agad lethality eh. Squishy pa rin wala siyang HP. Item, Nisa.
Kaya ni Faker setup niya lang.
Naunahan siya kanina eh. Putang ina Kisante tong dayaan talaga.
Daya.
Broken na broken eh.
Fuck that guy.
Wala din masyado
Huli.
makita si Owner eh.
Target ban siya eh. Please ban this champ. I fucking hit that. I fucking hit
Di ba
that
meron
champion.
pang counter sa ano? Sa Vi? Madaming hero ah.
Blind pick kasi. Na-blind pick kasi sila eh.
Pag tama yung build mo kay Beb, pwede ka mang one shot eh.
Actually, Jarvan pwede sa ano, kaya ano eh.
Nakaban yung Jarvan.
Nakaban Jarvan? Sino
Oo.
ban?
Honor.
After ba niya, may laro ulit?
Meron pa. Hanggang game 5 to. Game 2 pa lang.
So, 1-1 sila kung sakali.
Oo.
Manalo yung ano.
Yep.
Alright, return to the bottom side. Keep up the
Tang
Baron,
inang
power
ano.
pressure. Gumayusi trying his best here to put up these Caitlyn traps. Put a stop to the onslaught. But
Nahina ano kay Ash.
overwhelming.
Ruler off to the side, unafraid. Carry
Support pa yung ano niya.
Final in ahead.
Again, ball breaker charge every time.
Hindi sila pwede mag-double mega minions dito. Lugi sila. Bulag double mega minion.
It's methodical, it's controlled. JDG, Knight pushing in the bottom side.
Butas na top mid, no?
Ito na yung lasing game nila.
Kailangan nila i-def yung ano, kailangan nila i-def yung bot.
Yun na lang natita.
Dodobling mega minions yan kapag nabasag pa yung inhib.
Shit.
JDG,
Nah,
they're
sila na inhib.
on T1 and they're starting to squeeze T1.
Oh my god, no.
Kaya nung ulti ba yun?
Ash.
Ash yun, di ba?
Oo.
Mas maganda pag ano siya ron eh. Sa...
Tangina mo, kalahati buhay nyo sa'yo na.
Finally, bot wave now coming in. It feels
Kaya
like
nila yan eh, kung may ano eh, may maayos lang silang setup eh.
Focomps kasi sila Focomp kasi sila to. Dito pang all in. Yung mali nila sa bot din, nag-all in sila. Hindi naman kasi dapat all in yun. Okay, good. Nakakabawi sila. Ang pangit. Yung ano, nahuli yung Vi dun. Nag-ano agad, nagkinagad si One.
This is about as secure as you can go, right? You want to ensure that you don't somehow give an opportunity to T1 to get a miraculous team fight, like a multi-man shuffle into Zeus, knocking people up, trying to blow up your backline. Because as you say, as long as you don't do that, as long as you play it out safe, you are going to get Infernal Soul in about 2 minutes. You'll be able to get the Baron as well.
Hindi nila pwede patagalin to. Makakabawi pa yung T1.
Pag nag-scale.
Oo, ayun o, level 18 na.
Hindi, mali ka kasi hindi yan ano, nasa cellphone ka kasi, iba talaga ang ano nasa cellphone. Anong page yan? Patingin ako. Anong ano?
You should be able to just use the pressure to wear them down. T1
Sa Reyes, tignan mo sa Reyes ko.
Eh may ano, buti may dalawa silang drag, kasi yung drag ng GDG.
Kaya sa, kanina umaga pa yun. Kaya ng early game pa.
Nasaan, narisan yung Reyes.
Ayun, nahuli. Nakidnap yung kikidnapin si Kisante dito.
Oo, magkaiba ang cellphone sa laptop ay sa desktop.
Kaya, hindi ka.
Ang kuntang inang Kisante yan.
Sayang, patay si Pedro. Tangina.
Gago, sinoling backline.
Lang yung triple kill oh.
Holy shit, do something about this champion, legit.
Mali sila sa ano, jungler.
Hindi jungle problem. Putang inang Kisante, hindi sila
Hindi naman ganun masyado magiging malakas ang Kisante kung maganda naman jungler ng T1.
Wala silang pangpil kay Kisante.
Ang unang ultian pa ni Arts, Kisante, wala rin naman. Ang kunat eh.
I-root mo si Kisante, wala din.
Oo, dapat ano eh.
Hindi punish
nila papalayo eh. Dapat ano eh. Tenkuhan nila na wala yung Kisante eh. Bugbugin nila pag mag-isa na lang eh. Ang inang yan.
Ito, ang ganda na sana yan. Sayang yung tempo.
Sakit ng bay. Yun lang.
Palaging low si Keria.
Kung nag-flash si Faker dito para makuha yung isang yung isang dash.
Ngayon kanina.
Game 3 tayo, game 3.
Pagkatalo sila sa game 3, oh my god.
Kaya nila yan.
Pag talo sa game 3, di game 4 tayo.
There's 3 more games pa naman.
Sana manalo sila game 2 kasi pag nanalo sila game 2, maganda yung nila.
Game 3.
Yung Hindi, maganda advantage nila. Kasi kahit talo sila sa game 4 kung meron pa silang 1 last yan.
Draft diff na naman to.
Eh kung nanalo sila sa game 4, easy na lang sa kanila.
National Geographic shish. Tangina.
So dropping lang.
Ganyan ako pag may siya pag may ninakaw ako eh.
Assassin's Creed.
Ganyan ako kabilis pag may ninakaw ako.
Hindi ba Dying Light yung ganun?
Dying Light. Gusto ko sa Dying Light yung
First person
Tatadyak.
Tara, 1 game Wild Rift. Nag-i-edit ka may.
Wild Rift?
Na-add na ba kita dito sa LOL?
PC?
Oo.
Hindi pa.
Ano IGN mo?
I forgot. At nangapin ko. Ay gago, na-box pala yung ko. They're gonna crumble one by one.
A team against a king.
Di nyo pag-start na game 3
Sige.
Ay gago.
Against believing. A moment against a
Saan mo pala pinapanood yan?
Twitch.
Countless battles.
Anong Twitch?
Live Twitch. LOL Esports.
Capable of powering the game, the stage, the broadcast, and the worldwide spectacle we know and love, aka the Cisco Network.
Oh, sana manalo T1. Gusto ko makita yung Eugene.
Kaya, panalo yan. Ano, tiwala. Trust. Wala ka bang tiwala kaya?
Tiwala.
Kaya tong tiwala sa T1 eh.
Pag natalo, yak na tayo.
Baka gusto mo yata mo rin doon China versus China.
Kasi ayaw ko talaga yung mga top na tank. Naman. Pag ADC ako, di ko mabawasan.
Please do something about Sante. Naka-block liver kaya tapos last whisper wala ka pa ring damage kay Sante.
Di ko alam. Sa tingin mo si Sante tsaka Briar. Kasi lakas din kumain ng armor ng Briar eh.
Hindi, yung Briar. Kung si Briar sa may 3 second cooldown na hindi na kailangan mag-bruiser. Eh di mas balance pa yun versus Gisante, pero hindi eh.
Hindi pa rin kaya
Hindi.
Kahit na malupit.
You cannot penetrate Gisante with bruiser build.
You cannot penetrate Gisante.
Mga top
Gisante gay?
Ano yan?
Ain't Gisante gay?
Yes, he's gay, that's why I fucking hate him.
Ano yun, diba? Ano yung kanta ni dun?
Nung nog na bading.
Yeah, si yung kumanta ng Old Town Road ba yun? Pero maganda yung kanta na hindi maganda yung character.
Si Lil Nas.
Ayun, si Lil Nas.
Fuck that guy.
Wait, nandito ka pala. Ito name ko.
Lahi mo yun eh.
Ako yun, what the fuck?
Kaya nga, lahi. Kaya nga, ikaw, hindi kasi Lil Nas. Ikaw yung ancestor. Ikaw yung ancestor ni Lil Nas.
Send ko sa'yo,
Yung alin?
Pwede ba kita i-send? Wala, pasensya ka Teresa, wala kang GIF sa akin. Oh, sige, nasa GIF mo.
Pero na level 17 pa lang ako.
Bara.
Okay.
Dami ko na akong skin eh.
Add din kita sa alt ko.
Ito ang mga skin ko. Dawnbringer na Soraka,
Tapos ko na i-erase Tristan. Comprog.
Tobogan, Corki, Corki, Bota.
Sa comprog, tapos mo na.
Project Ash,
How the hell did you do it?
Cosmic Dasaya, Red City, Nightmare, Twisted Fate, Deathstorm, Darius, No Moon, Nemesis, Fiddlestick, Star Nemesis, Spirit Blossom na Yas, meron ako. Tas Blood Moon na Yas, hindi ko alam kung paano ko nakuha pero nakuha ko. Debonair na by Fnatic na Jarvan.
Do you have talent skin?
Talon skin, I do not.
Sad.
Pero nung sa Giovanni, Marauder, Town Chaser na sa Giovanni, SKT, T1 Vayne, Thunderlord Volley, Hunted Maokai, Gragas na ESQ, Fnatic Jarvan, Debonair. Yes. Blood Moon na Yas, meron ako. Star Nemesis Fiddle, Spirit Blossom Yas, No Moon Kate, Lunar Beast Darius.
Once you play gods, they're gonna crumble one by one.
Cosmic Dust na Saya, tapos ilan to ba? 6 na na legendary. Dalawa lang gusto gamitin dito eh. Yung itong Odyssey Kane at saka Mecha Scion. Mag-Scion kaya ako.
The boss.
Hindi ako makakasama sa inyo pag ano. Pag ito gamit ko kasi low level.
Tara, paangatin natin yan. May low level lang din ako dito.
Pangit kasi nung pangit nung pick. Wala nung ngayon, yung normal pick.
Kaya na, quick play.
Yeah, I think they're absolutely incredible, and again, like, there's only been a handful of teams that the Callistas worked really well with, and even in this opportunity, it looked a little bit slow on the get-go, because at the start it was like, okay, we're not really getting the opportunity to push out lane because we're up against the double AD carries, we're not getting the chance to play for the early dragons, even the Rift Heralds aren't being contested by T1, but they still managed to make it work.
I mean, we can pull up the draft because we're talking,
Puro ko talo kagabi sakit.
kind of trying to fight fire with fire and play the style that they have been so well known for.
Accept me, Q.
If JDG lose this one, it's a sweep.
So kill ka. Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Then it's like, well, where do you go from here? But they were able to perform to such a high
Naglaro nga ako habang nanonood ako.
the continuation of more and more and more bot lane picks. There's just more places that people can go, and I want to continue to see that innovation.
Oy, may draft play ngayon. Gusto mag-draft pick.
Ako? Tara, draft pick tayo.
Tara, draft pick ka ba nanonood do?
Ayun?
Oo.
Pwede ba ako dun?
Oo.
Oo.
But then they also
Pwede.
had the Callistus